I think that is it. So good day to everyone. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Dreed for inviting me to Third International Scientific Conference Novelties in Sports Science. I will presenting this study on behalf of the listed group of authors, and the title of our research is Advancing Women's Handball, Early Insights from a SAQ-focused plyometric training study. So those are preliminary results of one huge study, what we started to research during 2022. In the first part, I will have 3 key points. First key point is handball demands. The second one, I will talk about something elementary about plyometric training. And the third part is, of course, the aim of this research. So what are the handball demands? Currently, we know that high level of strength, speed, and agility are important for playing handball. I found interesting illustration from one research. It talks about how much players covered during one match. So in football, we have around between 11 and 15 kilometers per match. But also we have noticed that Professor Ostojic, for example, in his Physiology of Football mentioned that 17 kilometers per match by midfielders is also noted. The second one is rugby. Rugby players covered between 6.5 and 11 kilometers per match. Hockey players 6.5 to 8 kilometers. Tennis players 4.8 to 8 kilometers. Basketball players 3.2 to 5 kilometers, and American football players 2 kilometers. But where does handball fit into this? According to research published in recent years, handball players cover only about 3 to 4 kilometers per match. It is interesting that during the 80s, a range was between 5 and 6 kilometers. So we have significantly decrease of distance covered during handball matches nowadays. What does actually this mean? It indicates that energy supply mechanisms has completely changed during years, during decades, and leading to different style of play and different, of course, training approaches. As we know from the physiology, the next slide illustrates 3 primary types of energy supply mechanisms. In this comparison, handball is compared only with football as the most popular sport, and we have 3 main mechanisms. So the first one is phosphagen system. It is dominant in handball during transition and shooting actions. It lasting up to 10 seconds. Anaerobic system is crucial for both sports, but plays a larger role in handball due to short, high-intensity efforts. It lasting around between 20 and 120 seconds. And the last one is aerobic system, energy supplying mechanism system. Dominates in football due to continuous movement and longer duration of the match, provides foundations for energy regeneration and sustained efforts. What is the main reason behind all of this? The definitive answer lies in rules of the game. The evolution of handball rules over time has significantly influenced energy demands, style of play, and of course, training methodologies. We have fast changes in the last couple of years. Of course, we used all 14 or more players during match and made game faster, more dynamic, shifting emphasis on specific energy systems and conditioning approach. Not only changes of players, but also the main rules. What was a game changer is fast center. That means throwing ball without any problems to wait some opponents or something which was before noticeable. At the next slide, it is showed plyometric training, something elementary about plyometric training. We can see an athlete. It is actually a basketball player in shooting. And after that, we have at the second part, mechanical model, and the third part, neurophysiological model as well. So we have 3 phases of plyometric training, which is commonly used also a stress shortening cycle. As I mentioned, this cycle is consists 3 phases. The beginning phase and actually eccentric phase, which beginning of stretch of the muscle. We are looking for quadriceps femoris, of course. This is followed by a short amortization phase. That's the second phase. And the third phase is concentric phase, a powerful concentric contraction. This mechanism allows athletes to enhance their explosive strength. So why was this topic chosen? When our team started this research, we initially were skeptical, as it seemed the topic has been extensively explored, but a review of literature found a significant number of studies, around 300 studies of male handball, of plyometric training, but only 10 studies, or a little bit less than 10 studies about male handball players and plyometric training, of course. Also, I want to mention that neither one study was conducted on ladies, and this gap is identified and as unexplored area, which became the focus of our investigation. And finally, the aim of this study, we want to investigate the effects of plyometric training with elastic bands on SAQ, or on the other words, speed, agility, and quickness. Our research was carried out on 10 female handball players from Handball Club SRAM, from Sremska Mitrovica. Our age was 19.60 years old, and sample was randomly divided into experimental and control group, 5 players each. Training design, we had 8 weeks training sessions in mid-season. It is detailed presented at the next slide, and the experimental group had additional plyometric training 2 sessions per week with elastic bands. We used 8 SAQ specific tests performed pre and post the study. On this slide, it is plyometric training protocol, and table provides a detailed training protocol. Outlined the experimental program, which lasted 8 weeks. You can see 2 additional exercises were included, only 2, counter movement jump and split squat jump, with use of red and black elastic bands. How it looked in practice. It will demonstrate it on the next slide. So we have female handball player in gym. She performed counter movement jump and split squat jump with elastic bands. This split squat jump from two perspectives. And results. The results are presented in two sections. Golden bars presented experimental group, and silver bars presented control group. We use split plotted ANOVA or 2x2 ANOVA to obtain the results, and from the first part we can see that 2 of 4 tests were significantly different after the experimental protocol. It was counter movement jump and single leg jump, left leg in this particular case. From the second part, statistically significant differences were found only 1 out of 4 tests, single leg jump, right leg this time. And that all means that main conclusions are followed. Plyometric training is an effective method to enhance SAQ in female handball players. We can see that only 8 weeks of experiment gave us significantly different results comparable to a control group. Of course, that elastic bands are beneficial resistant for improved explosive strength, use, of course, different resistance. And third important thing is that further research is needed with larger samples and longer interventions. I want also to acknowledge for funding to Provincial Secretary for Higher Education and Scientific Research, and I also want to thank to all players, coaches and staff from SREM handball team. Thank you very much for all, and if you have any questions, write me on this email. I will be glad to reply you as soon as possible. Thank you very much.